Welcome to Creating Your Bank. And no, we're not talking about cash flow as much as I wish we were. We are talking about creating a bank of responses to questions that you can repurpose throughout many different interviews. And a lot of folks feel like that is uncomfortable, that they're saying the same thing over and over and over again. And what I want to share with you is that when you're going through an interview, and perhaps you're interviewing with three or more different folks for a specific position within an organization, and they are asking you behavioral questions as well as some anecdotal questions, and then walking through the resume and tell me about yourself, the whole picture. What is very helpful is when a candidate shares a similar story or the same story with a slightly different focus or spin, so that at the end of the interview process, the individuals who were participating as interviewers, they often will get together and discuss the candidate. And what can be really great is when you have shared the same or similar responses with them, and then they're comparing their notes, they can all share what they heard from the candidate. And it allows them to see the candidate through the lens of others, and it, in many ways, it reinforces what they heard from you, and that they were impressed with what they heard, and so was this person and this person. So at times, sharing the same example or the same story in slightly different ways can serve you very, very well. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to go in with one example and use it repeatedly for each and every question. That clearly would be a little overkill and would not show a good breadth or depth of experience. My recommendation for folks is to have a bank of 3 to 5, five being ideal, stories or examples that you can pull out of your tool chest at any time during an interview and reference. You want to know the stories inside and out. You want to know your role, the focus, what you did, what you accomplished, what went right, what went wrong. You want to understand very clearly how your stories and examples tie to different behavioral competencies so that you can emphasize those competencies throughout your response. But it's okay to have a bank of responses ready to go. And we talk about that in some of the other lessons about creating cue cards and color coding them so that your brain can easily access that information. So I just wanted to reinforce that with you here, that creating a bank of responses that you become extremely fluid in sharing is going to serve you very well. Rehearse your responses, have people practice with you, asking you multiple different questions, and find ways of delivering your stories so that it relates to the question they're asking. I hope this helps. I look forward to seeing you in our next session.